Okay, so this is the POCO M8 Power, and quite a few of you have been asking whether it's actually worth buying, especially when it's expected to cost around 30,000. And honestly, that's a fair question, because at 30,000, you're spoiled for choice. POCO is betting on a huge battery, an AMOLED display, a brand new Snapdragon processor, and a fresh design. Sounds great, but does it actually get the basics right? Let's find out. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel. First up, the design. I actually like what POCO has done here. The back has a clean matte finish, there's no oversized branding splashed across the bottom, and my green review unit looks understated without being boring. The downside? It picks up fingerprints very quickly. So you just have to put on a case the moment you take it out of the box. My favorite bit though is the camera module. It's large, divided neatly into sections, and gives the phone its own identity instead of looking like every other mid-range device. As for the ports and buttons, everything is where you'd expect. Volume and power buttons on the right, an IR blaster up top, the USB-C port, a mono speaker, and SIM tray with microSD support at the bottom. Now yes, this is a heavy phone. At almost 225 grams, you'll definitely notice it. But considering it packs an 8000 mAh battery, the 8.4 mm thickness is actually pretty impressive. You also get IP65 dust and water resistance and Gorilla Glass 7i on the front, which is always good to have. Now, let's talk about the display. This is a 6.9-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. And honestly, I'm glad POCO chose AMOLED over chasing other specs, because the benefit is obvious. Colors pop, blacks look deep, text is crisp, and watching videos is genuinely enjoyable. Brightness is another win. With 1800 nits HBM brightness, I never struggled to use it outdoors, even in harsh sunlight. The 120Hz refresh rate also makes scrolling feel smooth. Not everything's great though. Look at the bezels. They're not terrible, but that bottom chin is hard to ignore. It's better than many budget phones, but it does make the front look a little dated. The in-display fingerprint scanner is quick and reliable, but I'm not happy at its placement. It sits a bit too low for me, so reaching it isn't the most natural thing if you've got smaller hands. Now, onto the cameras. And this is probably where I was the most surprised. POCO usually focuses on performance first and cameras second, but the M8 Power feels like it's trying to change that. You get a 50 megapixel main camera, and in daylight, it actually performs really well. Photos have plenty of detail, colors look vibrant without going overboard, highlights are controlled nicely, and skin tones stay fairly natural. Yes, the processing leans slightly warm, but thankfully it doesn't turn every photo into an over-sharpened painting. Portraits are good too. Edge detection isn't perfect every single time, but the results are easily good enough for Instagram or social media. Low-light performance also exceeded my expectations. The camera manages light sources well, keeps noise under control, and captures a respectable amount of detail. Only in really difficult lighting do you start seeing visible grain. Overall, I'd say the main camera does a pretty good job. The 8 megapixel selfie camera though is just average. It's perfectly fine for video calls, but don't expect anything breathtaking and magical out of it. For videos, you're limited to 1080p 30 fps on the rear. The videos out of it are okay, good colors, but the stabilization leaves a lot to be desired. Same goes for the front camera. 1080p 30 fps, decent colors, but okay-ish stabilization. Now let's talk performance. The POCO M8 Power is the first phone in India to launch with Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 4 Gen 4 processor. This is a very basic chipset, and the benchmarks show that. Around 628,000 on Antutu with similarly average Geekbench and 3D Mark scores. Not bad, not groundbreaking either. The good news is that the real-world performance tells a better story. Apps open quickly, multitasking feels smooth, social media scrolling is effortless, and day-to-day use is exactly what you'd want from a phone like this. Gaming is decent too. I play both BGMI and COD mobile without major issues. Just remember, you're capped at 60 FPS, so this isn't really a phone built for hardcore gamers. On the software side, you get HyperOS 3 based on Android 16. It's not my favorite Android skin, but I have definitely seen some improvements. You get useful features like Hyper Island, Xiaomi's ecosystem integration, etc. AI tools are fairly limited. You get Google Gemini and Circle to search. And yes, there are system-wide ads and bloatware. Thankfully, you can uninstall almost all of it within a few minutes. Software support is where POCO wins some major points. They are promising 4 Android updates and 6 years of security patches, which is pretty solid. For the battery, we have an 8000 mAh cell, which is obviously the headline feature here. For most people, this is very easily a 2-day phone. But if you're a lighter user, I am sure you can stretch it well into the 3rd day without any issues. Charging is handled by the included 45-watt charger, and a full charge takes roughly an hour and a half. You also get 22.5-watt reverse charging, so charging accessories or even another phone is surprisingly practical. So, should you buy the POCO M8 Power? I think the POCO M8 Power gets the important things right. If you want excellent battery life, a vibrant AMOLED display, a surprisingly capable main camera, and long software support, it's an easy phone to recommend. Yes, it's heavy, the bezels could be slimmer, and gaming performance is only average. But none of them feel like deal breakers for the audience POCO is targeting. So the real question is this: would you pick the POCO M8 Power, or would you spend just a little bit more on something else? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.